The Market Facilitation Program was supposed to offset the impacts of losing the China market to American farmers, especially American soybean farmers, but other farmers as well. Thousands of farmers are somehow getting more than $125,000, which was the payment cap the administration created for these bailout payments. And they're using a variety of ways to do that.
We'll do whatever.
Our soybeans are all non-GMO soybeans going to food grade markets in China, Japan, Indonesia, Korea.
The soybeans have took a fairly large price hit as the Chinese backed off purchasing U.S. soybeans, which was kind of compounded by 4 years of large American soybean crops. So when they stopped buying, it was fairly significant, the price reduction.
It's impacted all of the commodity markets in general. Soybeans seem to be the hardest hit. Of course, U.S. farmers exporting over half of what we produce anyway, so anything that disrupts the export market is disruptive to prices and what the farm gate receipts are.
There are a number of ways that individuals are exceeding the $125,000 payment limit in ways that most Americans would find pretty abhorrent, and that don't in any way help farmers who are really hurt by Trump's trade war.
You got to think about the families here that are dependent on the success of this operation. You know, I talked about 25 full-time employees. Their families depend on the work here as well. Changing the payment limitation based on business structure, I don't think is fair, but at the same time, you don't want someone just milking the system.
Adjusted gross income limits as well as payment limits that are there. I think, again, I don't think Senator Grassley wants to penalize larger successful farmers if 75% of their income comes from that, and that's the barriers that we're doing.
Congress has repeatedly tried to close these loopholes so that only real farmers who contribute labor to the farm would be eligible for these kinds of subsidies, and Congress has repeatedly been frustrated by farm lobbyists who want to continue to make sure that people who aren't really connected to farming in any meaningful way continue to get these dollars.
To listen to the challenges and opportunities. I think, again, the Market Facilitation Program is working great for American farmers, and we're going to do our best to get it out here as soon as possible.
Rather not have had to accept it, but under the financial situation and the market, it was kind of needed to keep everything afloat. But hopefully we can get the trade war resolved and get our markets opened up, and we'll never have to have a payment like that again.
There are farmers who are really hurting because of President Trump's trade war. Markets that they've taken years and years to build, especially the China market for our soybeans, have now been lost and may never be recovered. And we should help farmers who really need help. When they had the chance, the Trump administration failed to make sure that these payments only go to people who really need them and who are really only in the business of farming.